I guess sometimes I just want to be like, yo, what's good? What's up, everybody?
What's going
Welcome to
on?
the
What's to
welcome
you?
to the Striker Match podcast.
Oh, you want to say what's going on first? That's the only difference. You want to say what's going on? Hey,
Yeah, I play it myself.
no, you didn't. You just gotta be hemp. You just gotta do something. Welcome to the Strike a Match podcast. It's your girl, Klassi Lady.
It's your boy J Hamp.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for joining in on the conversation. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, appreciate everybody out there that's liking, subscribing, sharing. I had a couple of people telling me they was checking it out on the Spotify. Remember, you can listen on Spotify too. You know what I mean? Just pull it up while you're driving in the car. Pull it up on your Bluetooth, listening. I know a lot of people tell me they've been doing that, catching it that way. So shout out to y'all. Appreciate all the people that's, liking, subscribing, sharing, spreading it, all that good stuff. We appreciate y'all for real, for real.
That part. What's going on, Hamp?
Ain't nothing, man. Ain't nothing. I feel like I've been like out of town every weekend all month of May.
For real.
Like the whole month of May, I feel like every weekend we've been out of town. Somebody wedding, somebody promising, somebody doing something.
Man, it's a lot to celebrate. It's 2021. It's a lot of W's over here. This Dub City, so everybody winning.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. I mean, I ain't mad at it. It's cool.
I would rather be getting out for celebrations anyway instead of some somber, sorrow, sad.
Oh yeah,
moment.
Yeah, definitely. I'd rather be out around family and celebrating, with something good than just whatever.
Yeah, but I do got jet lag, and I'd like to unpack.
Man, listen, I'm trying to stay home this weekend. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I am trying to stay in my house this weekend.
It's a goal or expectation.
It's both.
Both. Well, speaking of expectations, it seems like that's what we're gonna be talking about tonight.
Expectations. Before we get into that, though, how you doing? Everything good your way?
Oh yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing real good.
Okay.
Got this peace and joy in my heart.
That's good. That's good. You got that peace that surpasses all understanding?
Yes, I do.
Shalom.
Yeah. And it's been a good month. It's been joyous, celebrating with everybody, being able to get to link up and, congratulate the accomplishments, because everything that we've been a part of this month has been some gratifying experiences. That ain't no short walk in the park.
Oh yeah. I've been
enjoying that.
We just ain't been linking up just for nothing. It's been like milestones.
Yeah.
Milestones. People hitting different milestones. And we gonna celebrate those. So
yeah.
I'm with it. I'm for it.
Yeah. So I've been enjoying that, and other than that, I'm good. You know how we rocking, business as usual.
That's what's up.
Open 24/7.
That's what's up. I'm good too. Not to mention the Lakers winning too, so I'm good.
Here we go.
I'm good.
How long they gonna be winning?
As long as Anthony Davis play like he did last night, we good.
he got some making up to do, so he been doing his thing.
Yeah, LeBron stay healthy, we good. But what we talking about tonight though? Let's go ahead and get into it.
Are we gonna get into it? Cause you want to get into it now.
Pretty much.
Ladies.
Pretty much.
Just like a man.
No, I just, that's not it. It's not it at all. I just want to,
Okay,
trying to keep us on track.
Let's get it, Dapper Dan. I got you. Let's get it.
That's all I'm doing.
So the topic is, are your expectations built on insecurities?
Are your expectations built on insecurities?
Yeah. Do you set high expectations or low expectations, for that matter, based on an insecurity that you have, or the way that somebody treated you before, or trying to make up for some area of lack?
So why is that important? Why should people why should anybody watching this right now even care about the information that we about to give out? Why is that important? Whether or not your expectations could potentially be based off insecurities. What's so important about that?
Well, part of it is that if your expectations of another person or even yourself are built off insecurities, then that means that you coming from a space of deficit. Like imagine being in the red already.
Yeah.
And so now everything that I do or I expect the next person to do for me is coming from that negative space. And anything times 0 is what?
0.
That part. So you won't be really getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
It's going to cause a lot of conflict. It's going to cause even more insecurities, because here it is. Imagine, for instance, you being in a relationship with somebody and you just got out of like maybe 2 or 3 terrible relationships, right? So now you expect this guy or this female that you're dealing with to make up for everything that the last person just did to you.
Yeah.
So instead of getting to know them
and giving them a clean slate.
Exactly.
And starting from a clean slate as opposed to starting from a deficit.
They starting from a deficit. They got to prove to you that they ain't the last one that hurt you.
Yeah. I'm not Johnny.
Right.
I'm not Ricky. I'm not Tyrone. Badu, I'm not Tyrone.
Not Tyrone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they ain't Becky with the good hair.
Okay. All right. Well, the real B. It's the other B. Let me put the J line on the song. But nah, that's okay. I get where you're going with that, and that's like, I feel like a lot of times people do that and they don't even realize that they're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are operating from. They starting off from that deficit part, that way back part. And anytime, especially if you're dealing with take relationships out of it.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to get a business deal done with somebody, and they operating from a position of security,
right?
They're secure in their business. They know that they have a profit growing business, all this stuff, and they're not looking for no validation.
Exactly.
And I am coming to the table. I might have a good product, I might have a good service, but I'm still looking for some validation. I'm operating from a place of insecurity.
Right.
I don't really, whatever. I could be bringing some hostility. To a potential business meeting, or some negative energy, some negative vibes that is not nothing that person I'm trying to partner with is bringing. It's all on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not, and not only that, what ends up happening is, every little thing that is said and every little thing that is done, you kind of can overreact from it.
Yep.
Maybe think about a scripture where it say evil suspicion kind of corrupts your judgment. And so when you operating from that position of that deficit and you're not secure and you insecure, it can mess things up and cause you to see things that's not even there.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. It can cause you to see things that's not there, and then it can also cause you to damage the partnerships with other people, because everybody is not going to want to deal with your woe is me tactics or your bad energy and vibes coming to the table.
Yeah.
Everybody is not going to want to have to prove themselves to you when they like, well, I got a legit business. Look at my numbers. Look at the data. This is right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? You coming to the table as a partner, if you're not confident enough in your product and you don't know how much revenue you can make, that is not for me to prove it to you. That's something you got to have experience and learn and kind of work through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's like, you said it, that woe is me, that woe is meism.
Yeah.
Like that woe is meism will have you kind of like, it's nothing wrong with having like a mentality like, my back against the wall, people counted me out, people wrote me off, it's nothing wrong with having that mentality if that like kind of motivates you and inspires you. But then again, it can work to your disadvantage too.
Yeah.
Cause you feel like everybody out to get you, and people ain't nobody. I hate to say this, ain't nobody even thinking about you like that.
Yeah.
Like you moving like everybody out to get you. And it's just woe is me. And it's like, yo, I'm just sitting here. I'm asking you questions because this is what I do in all my business meetings.
Yeah.
I'm asking you what's the returns, what's this, what's the expenses, boom, 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 boom. And you think I'm taking a shot at you.
Exactly.
Because you just, you got that woe is me type mentality.
Exactly.
And so that's, you got to watch that woe is me-isms, yo.
Yeah. And it happens especially when you talk about coming from a place of insecurity, because 9 times out of 10, that insecurity was created either from somebody hurting you or a situation that you experienced that you have not healed from. Yeah, so if you are not self-aware and learn how to balance those experiences and put it into perspective, like you said, this can either be inspiration, it can either motivate you and be your drive. Like, you know what? They said I wouldn't be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wanted to believe in me. I understand situations like that. But if it's not in perspective and you getting to know somebody else, and getting to be able to work with other people and learn how to build those bonds and trust people and allow them to make the mistake.
Yeah.
Allow them to show you that they can't be trusted.
Yeah. Instead of just already just taking it there, like you can't trust these people.
Exactly.
People off top gonna be shady. Exactly. People off top gonna be doing bad business. People off top gonna be trying to get over on me or hustle me or scam me or fraud me or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
So how do you, like, what are some ways? Because I mean, you touched on something about being self-aware.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of times we are not as self-aware as we should be. Because let's be real, we live in like a kind of culture and society right now where everybody is kind of like really is so easily offended.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get defensive about something.
Yeah.
Everything is so politically correct. Everybody is like what the psychologist or the counselor would say is triggering. Everything I say triggers you.
Yeah.
Everything I do is triggering you. It's like I'm walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
So it's like, to be self-aware, you have to be able to do an assessment of yourself, right? You have to be able to look in the mirror and be like, you know what? Guess what? I handled that situation kind of poorly just now. You know what I mean?
Right. That didn't go over so well.
And a lot of people, I don't know if they make that a daily practice.
Right.
So what are some things that you got to kind of tear down or look for to even be able to be self-aware and not have those insecurities and operating from that deficit place?
Yeah. So one of the things I would say is peeling back the layers first and foremost.
Okay.
And I say that in the sense of, when you want to understand where that insecurity comes from, go to the core of it. So if you peel back the layers on the situation and be like, dang, why am I so uptight about this? Why do I lack confidence in this area? Why can't I trust people? Why do I feel like everybody is up against me, or whatever the case may be? You have to go to that space and be like, oh, this is from my childhood. Oh, this is from a bad relationship with my father. Oh, this is from an insecurity that I had when my mama left, or whatever the situation was that is causing you to feel that way.
Right.
Go to that space and heal from that, because either way we try to put it, as much as we want to think that a new problem has come about, like this a new situation, it's a new circumstance and a new relationship, and you keep dealing with the same exact storyline every single time.
Yeah.
It is clearly something that has happened either in your childhood or an experience that you done had that is giving you that similar feeling. That emotion is the same.
So pause right quick. So everything I heard you say just now, it was about being self-accountable.
Absolutely.
It wasn't, you were saying, everything you was running down was like pointing the finger at me.
At self.
Even if somebody in my past, even who was my parents, my siblings, whatever, I haven't healed from it.
Exactly.
I haven't forgiven. I haven't moved on. I haven't identified what it is at what point, whatever. And if I want to get to the place where I want to be, I'm always going to be carrying this insecurity. I'm always going to be carrying this thing. And I feel like I'm glad that you walked it down like that. But it's like, I feel like what happens a lot of time is people cannot separate or have a hard time, I would say, separating the fact that, like, yeah, some crappy things, some real unfair things might have happened to you in your childhood or, you know, growing up or whatever, that was not your fault.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now that you an adult, it is your responsibility
to handle it.
Yeah. Whatever that looks like, it is your responsibility as an adult to understand it.
Yep.
You know,
confront it,
and deal with it.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like for whatever case that may be, because if not, it's always gonna be like something that has a stronghold on you.
Yeah.
And so you can recognize and realize that something might have happened to you that has you walking in a space of insecurity, which is gonna mess with your expectations.
Yeah.
And whether you live for the ceiling or live to the sky.
Right. Or you going straight to the basement.
Or you going straight to the basement.
Yeah.
You walking around with your head down, never believing in yourself, never having faith in yourself, always doubting yourself.
Don't feel like you deserve it.
Don't feel like you deserve greatness. Don't feel like you not excellent. Don't feel like, oh, them people over there can do it, but I can't do it.
Exactly.
You gotta get to that space where you move on from whatever it was that happened to you.
Yeah.
And you can do both. You can move on and still realize that wasn't my fault. But now it is my fault if I don't take the necessary actions, whatever that might be, to confront it in a healthy way and move forward. So
yeah. So that's definitely one of the ways that you gotta begin to address something and become more self-aware, is to acknowledge exactly where is it coming from and why am I responding the way that I do. Now, when you come to the place where you're trying to understand why you respond the way that you do, you got to think about perspective.
Okay.
And so I can remember during like my my internships or during clinicals and stuff, getting more hours or whatever, I used to work with women who were battered and abused. And so we used to have like this now what session. And so you legit ask the question. They tell you like, oh, this happened to me, and such did this, and I couldn't believe it, and he hit me, and I was in the situation, and I tried to get away, and I decided to stay for the kids and all that, right? And so now you ask them, so now what?
Now what? Yeah.
Now what?
Yeah.
Like now that we done laid it all out on the table.
Yeah.
We didn't talked about it.
Yeah.
You didn't cleared the air. You identified the problem.
Yeah.
So now what?
Now what? Now what are we gonna do?
Now what we gonna do?
Now what are you gonna do?
Are we gonna pick up your bed and walk?
Yeah.
We gonna move on from this thing. We gonna talk about it and find solutions.
Yeah. Are you gonna stay in this?
Or you gonna stay in it?
You gonna tell this story for the rest of your life every day?
Exactly.
And not move forward.
Exactly.
And not walk into some type of healing.
Right.
Or greatness or whatever. And it's like I like that because. I like that now what session because it's like that's the question. You got to ask yourself that question, really. Yeah. Because I feel like when you ask that question, it puts it right in front of you to say like, these are my options.
Right.
Either I'm gonna keep talking about this to infinity, and you should tell your story. I know, but we're not saying don't tell your story because a lot of times, you know, that's a part of the cathartic part of it. That's a part of the therapy.
Yeah, that is healing.
That's a part of it. It's the healing. You got to tell your story. You got to put it out there, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, also, you have to and then ask yourself, you have to move. There's another stage. There's another phase of it. And that phase is, okay, now what? Because if the now what is just I'm going to keep telling this story every day for the rest of my life, what I'm also indirectly saying is, I'm going to stay in a place of my victimhood or whatever.
Exactly.
And I'm never going to move on.
Yeah, this is where your story ends.
Yeah, this is where my story's in. This is all I got for you.
End. And it kind of reminds me of, you know how they say like a young person that may go to jail, let's say like 18, 19 years old, they in jail for like 10, 15 years and they get out and they still 18 or 19 in the mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So imagine not being in prison, but you're in prison.
You're in prison. Yeah.
So this is your story. This is the situation that happened. This is what your insecurity is. And then for the next 10 to 15 years, that's the mindset you're going to have.
Yeah.
That's the belief about yourself that you're going to have.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to deal with other people.
Yeah.
You're going to place your expectations on what happened 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's not
But
healthy.
it happens a lot, like you say.
A whole lot.
It happens more often than we think.
A whole
for
lot.
real.
A whole lot. And we wear it as a badge of honor.
That's the real part about it that don't make no sense to me.
Yeah. We
it's
literally
like how can you wear that? That's not nothing to be proud
of.
about, or to be like some big thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's understandable once you have overcome, because like you said, for some people that is your testimony, that is your storyline, that is your pitch.
Yeah.
Like, this is how you're introduced to people. Like, man, let me tell you, I made it out the mud. I did this, I did that, I overcame all these situations. That's cool.
Yeah.
But that was you yesterday.
Yeah.
So if I'm moving forward and I expect somebody to treat me a certain way, I can't expect them to treat me the way that I was treated 10 years ago, because I'm not even that same person anymore.
Yeah.
So even from that standpoint,
made me think about the things you see where it'd be like, if you approach me, if you ain't talked to me in like 5-10 years, you don't really know who I am.
Yeah.
You don't know me. You cannot approach me or expect me to be the same person I was 5 or 10 years ago. Because guess what? I'm a totally different person now.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I expect, based off that person that I am, to be talked to a certain way and to be approached a certain way, because guess what? I'm going to approach you a certain way and talk to you a certain way. But that's something you got to like demand and walk in.
Absolutely.
You know
Absolutely. Another way that you can become more self-aware is having those heart-to-heart conversations with somebody you trust too.
Okay.
Like, as crazy as it may seem, and we're not really into asking nobody questions about us personally. Like, you can tell me how cool I am. We can talk about, all of that. But if I come to you and be like, so
what's wrong with me?
What you think about how I acted yesterday?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that self-acknowledgement.
Who does that though? Straight up and down, listeners, viewers, be for real. When you do something that you know could have potentially been out of pocket, do you have a person that you can go to and then be like, so what do you think about how I was acting yesterday, how I was talking?
Right.
How I treated old girl, how I was talking to Buddy. Do you think I was, you think that was wrong? You think I could have did that better?
Right.
How many people out there are really actually doing that? And really looking for
an honest
not
answer.
A yes man or a yes woman,
exactly.
but an honest answer to somebody to be like,
exactly.
You was wild.
Yeah.
You was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You owe that person an apology.
Right.
You know we don't do that.
Mm-hmm. It was you this time.
It was you. That is
absolutely.
That's revolutionary thinking.
But that's maturity.
Yeah.
That's maturity. Think about it like this. Working in corporate America, every year you got to do an annual review. So you're going to let somebody sit across the table and judge and assess you based off what you did this whole year, and you don't have the audacity to ask your friend?
Corporate paying me though. My friends ain't paying me.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, but that's the mindset. I'm just telling you the mindset. We'll sit there and do that for corporate. But are
your friends investments?
Oh yeah.
Okay then.
Brotherhood is currency.
Exactly. These relationships cost way more than even the job.
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you got the right friends.
Yeah.
If you in the right circle.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Because whatever answer they give you is for the betterment of who you are as a person anyway.
Yeah.
So if you can take constructive criticism and you can allow somebody to judge you on a scale from 1 to 5, then why can I not ask one of my friends, one of my homies, to be like, hey, low key, be for real. Was I wrong?
Yeah. Yeah. And if that person is your friend, if that person is your genuine friend and not a yes man or a yes woman, which I feel like a lot of times we end up having them people in our circles and don't even know it. If that's your friend, they're gonna be like, yeah, you was wild. I was looking at you kind of sideways. I was wondering what was wrong with you. You know, like that. Yeah. What's really going on?
Exactly.
Yeah, so we need some of that, man. We need some of that. That's some soul food right there. That ain't the fast food. We need some of that, man.
Yeah, you gotta chew on that. But that's really what you think about when you're talking about the insecurities of a person. Like, if you really want to get from that space where you're not just judging and expecting everybody to live on this high horse,
Right.
or treat you like a dog,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Then you have to expect more of yourself.
Yeah.
So if you have these high expectations and you want somebody else to meet them, what standard are you living by?
Yeah.
Because ultimately you set the bar.
You can't be a hypocrite.
You can't be a hypocrite.
Yeah. You can't set this bar, this standard, to be, it's all high and professional and whatever.
Yeah.
But you out here dishonoring people or dishonoring yourself, really.
Exactly.
By having low expectations of yourself, or walking in insecurity and all the things that insecurity brings to the table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because more than anything else, the way that I treat myself is a reflection of how I expect others to treat me.
Yeah.
So if I'm condemning myself, I'm judging myself, I'm guilt tripping myself, I'm blaming myself for everything, and I'm not allowing myself to grow in these areas and be like, man, that was just a situation that happened, that was a lesson to be learned, that was a mistake, I forgive them.
Yeah. And this
maybe some things I was doing was attracting that type of behavior in the first place, like, for real.
Yeah.
It's good to get to that space where you healthy and you strong enough where, like you said, you taking inventory and understand what part you play in it.
Yeah. And this is why it's so important for us as Black people, and I'm talking about my people right now. This is why it's so important for us to, even if you don't go to counseling or go to therapy, for you to understand therapy and counseling, right? And psychology, and human psychology and the human minds, because everything that you were saying just now, when you was like, what, being too hard on myself or this or that, the counselor calls that the inner critic, right? Yep. And the inner critic is that, what I mean? It's that voice is always telling you that wasn't good enough. This was that. This was that. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. And it's like, if you know that, then you will know that that's something that might be rooted from something that happened in your childhood. And if you know that, then you can go back and do the work and try to figure out what's really going on there. Exactly. But if you don't, a lot of times this stuff can be so overwhelming. You know what I mean? You can sit there and tell somebody all day, don't be insecure. Right. You can sit there and tell somebody all day, don't be so hard on yourself. Right. You can sit there and tell somebody all day, but a lot of times it's not that easy. It has to be unpacked. It has to be the layers. Yeah. And when you know like the terms, and you kind of understand and can put it in a framework, in a package to unpack it, then you can get to a space where you're not walking in that insecurity. But if you don't know what you're dealing with, you might just be sitting there walking, pacing back and forth, thinking like, I'm tripping, I'm bugging, this person ain't like that person ain't like that, what's wrong with me? Exactly. But you have to be in that, you have to be able to get to that place, in that space where it's like, you like, dang, like, I didn't even know I was doing that. I didn't know I had an inner critic. I didn't know I was a rescuer. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I didn't know I was an enabler. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? All these different things. I didn't know that was contributing to some of the insecurities that I had, because this person didn't validate me, or this person rejected me, or this person, you see what I'm saying? You have to be able to understand and maneuver through these things and these emotions and these feelings, or you will never get to a place where you cannot be insecure and be walking in insecurity and confidence and self-esteem and these other things like that, so that you can, have that power. You know exactly. What I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you mentioned that, especially about mental health, because one of the things we know in our community is that everybody runs from the counselor, and in the Black community they call it a shrink.
Yeah. like you off your rocker.
Right. Like you going to see somebody because you crazy. And it's actually the opposite. If you can acknowledge and identify that something is wrong, that means that you more sane than you think.
Exactly.
I gotta be smart enough to understand that something about this ain't right, and the way that I'm handling situations now is not what I'm used to. So either something has happened, so I'm triggered me, or I need to get to the root of why I'm acting like this now.
Yeah. And as if black people didn't need a big counseling session after slavery and Reconstruction and Jim Crow anyway. That's what we needed.
Every
That's
day.
That's the one thing that was amongst other things, we needed a big old counseling therapy session, a big group therapy session.
Listen,
to talk about all of the trauma.
Listen, we need a Made in America festival, 3 days where we could just vent.
I'm telling you,
where we could just deal with some trauma.
We could just vent and just rest and deal with it. But it's like you said, the fact that you are aware that something is not right shows that your sanity is sane.
It's very sane.
And it's very intact. But like you said, we have this negative stigma in our community about that. And, you know, I get it. I understand. But it's like, nah, you got to be like, forget that.
Yeah.
Like, no, there is nothing wrong with me using all of the tools I have at my disposal.
Absolutely.
To, you know, get to a place where I need to be the best version of myself that I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, seeking that wise counsel is very helpful because not only do they allow you to unpack things, but they also allow you to, like how you were saying about being an enabler, being a people pleaser, being a person who wants to rescue, playing Captain Save Up.
Yeah.
You know, that means that you're able to identify these responses.
Yeah.
You're able to identify these character traits that you see yourself having, and it's like, dang, why do I do that?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I set these high expectations for other people because I know that that they'll fail and they'll let me down, which means that I don't have to really get close to them. Mm-hmm. And that may be coming from,
and that makes me feel comfortable.
Exactly.
That makes me feel secure.
Exactly.
When really it's the definition of insecurity.
Exactly.
You are so insecure about that fear manifesting itself in reality. Yeah. Or losing a friend, or losing approval, or having attachment issues. You moving in insecurity. Mm-hmm. A secure person don't do that. Mm-hmm. A person who don't need validation don't do that.
Yeah.
A person who is has their own self-esteem and knows their worth and their value don't do that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like they know those things gonna come and they deal with them and they move on.
Yeah.
But it's like when you not moving like that, it can be a very almost impossible space to navigate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just you are always at the whim of somebody else's approval or disapproval. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't it.
Yeah.
That's not it. You can't nobody live like that, man.
Yeah.
People do it, but it ain't no way to live.
Mm-hmm. And then, like I was saying before, with the healthy balance, because I know sometimes our insecurities are kind of like grown out of something where we feel like we now protecting ourselves. You know how like a bad situation can happen, or you could have been in a traumatic situation. That PTSD that you're dealing with has now caused you to like put up these walls. Mm-hmm. So now I got to keep people at a distance. Now I don't really trust nobody. Now I don't really got friends. No new friends type of thing. Now you want to play these type of games.
No new friends. No.
Where you like moving with a tennis racket and you knocking everything coming your way. Nope. I don't trust them. Nope. They seem petty. Nope. They fake over there. Nope. That's phony. Nope. I don't believe that. Nope. So sometimes it can be from where you feel like you protecting yourself. You got this guard up, but even that can be unhealthy if it's not managed in the right way.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you feel like you protecting yourself, but it's like, dang, you might be protecting yourself from the ones who were sent to
try to help you.
To try to help you.
Try to help you, yeah. And I feel like that's something that kind of like, see, that's a tough one though. That's tough.
Why is it tough though?
Because I feel like sometimes people can legitimately go through things, right? Mm-hmm. That they done been disappointed. Let's say you might be dealing with somebody where you done tried to be like trusting and open and all that good stuff. Yeah. And I'm not just talking about like relationships. I'm just talking about in business. Yeah, I'm talking about in life, period.
Yeah, friends.
And you done been disappointed, let down time and time again, right? Mm-hmm. You know, isn't that kind of like a natural reaction to just feel like, all right, everybody just gonna try to screw me anyway? Like, and I gotta, you know, keep people at a distance.
Yeah. So while
not expect too much from.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not insecure about myself about that. I'm just saying I don't have no confidence. I have confidence in myself. I don't have confidence in other people.
Yeah.
You know, I don't place no security in them because I've just got to this place where like I just expect people to be on board.
But the only thing about that though, yeah, it may be coming from a legitimate space, as in a lot of people have come up against you, a lot of people have let you down, but you cannot compare everybody to those people.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're
So
saying.
what I'm saying is you have to recognize how to build boundaries, healthy boundaries, and protecting the relationships that you have and allow them to flourish in the space where, okay, I've been around this person. I can let my guard down a little bit. I know I can trust them. I can depend on them. We've gone through some things. Like these people are showing you they true colors. But I'm not gonna off top come into every relationship, friendship, business deal as if you gonna wrong me because of what those people did.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't really have yourself in a position where you living inside of this box and then you expect everybody to come and knock on your door. No, sometimes you have to be inviting.
Yeah, you can't expect that every situation is gonna be like this one situation.
Yeah, or the last 12 situations.
Or the last 12 situations. That's tough, man.
Sometimes you might be the common denominator.
Yeah.
If all 12 of those people felt like they can walk over you,
yeah, that's true.
What type of things are you doing?
Yeah. What type of boundaries are you not setting?
Exactly.
What type of are you really making it known what it is that you will and will not tolerate?
Exactly.
All right, yeah, because you're right. If the same thing, if you keep telling me, man, the last 12 people I done dealt with,
listen,
this person scammed me, this person fraud me, this person tried to get on me.
Right.
Well, homeboy, baby girl, something is going on.
Exactly.
At that point where you are not. Something wrong with your contract, something wrong with something that people are feeling like I can do this to you.
Exactly.
I can be predatory towards you and get over on these things. And you need to check some of your business practices or your boundaries that you setting or your relationship boundaries or whatever the case may be, whatever it is, whatever space that it is that you move in.
Yeah, because you present yourself like a victim. Trust me, you gonna get got.
Yeah, you gonna get if you present yourself like a victim, you will be victimized.
Exactly.
It's that simple.
It's just that simple.
It's that simple. You present yourself like a victim, somebody will victimize you.
Yeah. So I mean, just in the sense that sometimes we gotta pay attention to even the moves that we make ourselves and be like, okay, maybe I got to have a little more intention about this friendship. Maybe I got to have a little more intention about this business deal, a little more intention about the people that I surround myself with.
Yeah. Okay.
Because when you lack intention, a lot of relationships kind of overstay their welcome or they go down the drain.
Yeah.
Because
get stale.
Yeah, get stale real fast. Because there's no real intentions there. Like what is the goal?
Yeah.
What do you want out of this? What do I want out of this?
Yeah.
And if we lack agreement, then I'm gonna be like, dang, they weren't there for me when this happened. I couldn't depend on them.
Couldn't trust them.
Yeah.
They was never there for me. Yeah. I was always there for them. Now you got resentment towards them.
Exactly.
And stuff.
Exactly. And they looking on the opposite end like, I ain't know.
I didn't
even know that's what you wanted out of this thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that's how it was supposed to be. I just thought that was just you. You the one that care all the time. You the one that always want to show up for everybody. You the one that want to be supportive. That's what you do. I didn't know that's what was expected of me.
Yeah, that's why you gotta make your intentions clear about what it is you expect.
Exactly.
And insecurity expectations. You gotta make your expectations clear.
Yeah.
In every dealing that you dealing with people with about stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's family. I don't care if it's friends.
Yes.
I don't care who it is. You got to make your expectations be clear because guess what?
Let people know.
People will just give you anything. You can't expect that people gonna treat you the way that you treat them. You can't expect that people gonna have the same type of whatever that you have with them. And if that's what you need to let somebody know that because people might not know. People can't read your mind. You got to open your mouth. You got to talk.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got to stop being so bashful. You got to Stop worrying about if you stepping on somebody's toes, because trust me, they not worrying about whether or not they stepping on yours.
Right.
So you have to do that.
Yeah.
You know.
You got to be clear about some things.
You got to be clear.
Like make it black and white, make it plain, so that they can understand and see that you ain't operating from this gray area where anything goes.
Yeah. Dress it up and make it real for me.
Listen, I tried to, but no, that's real. So, is it okay to have expectations? Are expectations fair?
Yeah, you be crazy not to have expectations.
Okay.
You be crazy because I mean, I'll just speak for myself. Like I have expectations of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have standards for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So how the people that I'm dealing with in my life, whether it be friends, family, business partners, or whatever, I'm gonna have expectations of you.
Okay.
But I'm gonna communicate those expectations. And see, this is something y'all know. I'm always talking about Fuller. Fuller will be like, you should not be offended,
mm-hmm.
or you should not take it any kind of way
mm-hmm.
when somebody who you are not dealing with intimately or business wise or whatever falls short of expectation.
Okay.
Because it's not like you have this invisible social contract with them. People get in their feelings sometimes. Like you go in the restaurant, you go to the gas station, and the clerk behind the register has an attitude with you and doesn't give you the best customer service that you was expecting.
Right.
You don't have no social contract with that woman or that man.
Yeah.
You have no contract with that person. Now you in a perfect world you expect good customer service and professionalism. That's what you expect.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have any contract with that person to then quote unquote hold them accountable if they don't do that.
If they don't do it.
With people that you have business relationships with or relationships with or things like that, you do have some type of agreement with them, with those people.
Yeah.
And so that is where you should have an expectation. That is where you should make those expectations clear. And that is where you should enforce them boundaries and things like that and take it some type of way when somebody doesn't meet those expectations. Because you do have a contract with those people, seen or unseen.
Or you will hope that you do.
You do. You have, or you should have.
Yeah,
you should have a contract.
Otherwise, it'll be an assumption. If it's not like how we was just saying before, if you do not set those expectations in the sense that a conversation is had.
Yeah, if you never make it known to if you never make it known to your homegirls that I don't expect you to, be flirting with my man.
Right.
If you don't make it known to your friends or somebody that you family with that I don't expect you, you and this might sound crazy, but
I don't operate like that. They already know what it is.
But this is what I'm saying. Yeah. Now, when I'm not somebody you just met a couple weeks ago, I'm talking about people that's like that you deal with on a business level or on like a closer level.
We got a G code. We don't move.
There got to be some kind of code.
Yeah.
There's got to be some kind of code. And so like you understand. I have expectations of people like that in my life.
Exactly.
And I'm also going to make those expectations clear and known to you. You can never be mad at somebody for doing something that you did not make clear was an expectation or a standard that you expect them to move by.
Exactly. Nah, that's real.
That's how I feel about it.
I get it.
Because they can always come back and say, I didn't know. I didn't know that's how you feel.
I was just going to say, I feel like
I thought Sharon was Karen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A lie.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
I'm just keeping it a bean.
No, but that is true. That is true, and that's how a lot of lines get crossed because those expectations are not discussed.
Yeah,
those conversations are not had. We just assume, like
assumptions.
It's assumptions.
It's assumptions.
We just assume that based on this friendship, based on how I act or how I, relate to my people, that I'm going to expect you to be the same way. But it's like, no, if you've been around me long enough to know my character, then you know what I expect, you know what I accept, and you know what I don't accept. And it's going to be based off conversations we done had because, of course, me and my girls, like when we get together, we do talk about stuff that a lot of other people probably don't, but we had constructive conversations like, girl, what you think about this? What you think about that situation? I'm not saying not on low me talking about my man or them talking about they man. I'm talking about real women linking up and having those heart to heart conversations where we can discuss things and it not be like, do you feel like such and such was acting funny when they did this? Do you feel like it will make sense if I make this type of move? Do you feel like it? So based on those conversations, the foundation that we didn't already built, we know what to expect from one another.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to worry about walking in the room and somebody being like, yeah, so I heard X, Y, and Z. Well, whatever you heard, I know it went from one of my girls.
Yeah, because we don't move like that. We don't move like that, yeah.
So some expectations are so ingrained in the relationship that when you around other people, you already know, like, no, that ain't gonna fly.
Yeah, it ain't going down like that. Yeah. You can't come around this circle and talk like that because somebody gonna call you out. So, exactly. You might get snuffed. You might get thrown out. You can't do that. And that so things like that, those are the type of things where it's like we just kind of know because we have this understanding of one another. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I can't really say that's the same thing as an assumption that I'm just gonna assume that that my boys whatever you know how we move, how we get down,
right?
You know what I mean? And so it's not an assumption. This is an expectation that we all come from because I know we all are moving from a place of security, from a place of confidence, from a place of honor.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like from a place of like
with people that are that have integrity. Yeah. Then to hold them to that bar. Like, okay,
these men of integrity. These women of integrity. I ain't got to. I don't have to spell it out for y'all.
Yeah. It is what it is. And and we just need more people like that. We just need more people to move with integrity and be able to heal from things that they have gone through and not throw those damaged situations and circumstances on somebody else and expect them to make it better.
Right. We need people to move. We need more people to move like, the brothers and sisters and kings and queens we claim to be.
That's it.
That's what we need. We need more of that. We need more brotherhood. We need more sisterhood. We need more people to move like how our grandparents was moving and stuff.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. But and to get out of that, to first off, to understand the self-awareness that you have to even realize the insecurity might be going on, to see how that insecurity might be damaging not just your life but the people around you, and then have the maturity to take ownership and accountability to changing it.
That's it. Yeah. Don't put yourself in a false reality that really don't apply just to make a point or just to kind of gaze over something. Like you want to be clear, you want to be concise, and you also want to make sure that those are standards that you're willing to live by yourself.
Yeah, because you deserve the best, for real. You deserve that excellence. Of course, Klassi. You deserve the best too, girl. You deserve the best. But you only gonna get the best and what's best for you and what's meant for you if you get out of that space of insecurity.
And if you expect the best. Because you only get what you expect.
Look at, I ain't got nothing else to say after that.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic. You only get what you expect.
This your girl, Klassi Lady.
It's your boy, Hamp.
Love you guys. Peace.
We out.